Does our DNA show that we're 95% ape? We share about 50% of our DNA with bananas, but clearly we're not half banana.
Is the creation-evolution debate just a side issue? Can beliefs about where we came from impact the way people behave? How can we more effectively lead people to Christ when many believe science disproves the Bible? Some scientists say the world is billions of years old. Are they correct and the Bible wrong?
As a trained scientist, being a Christian, I had to try and juggle the millions of years of evolution with the Bible. And initially I was able to do that. But then I went along to a seminar, a creation seminar. I actually went along to tell these guys with PhDs where they were wrong. But during their presentation, I realised that I was the one who was wrong. You cannot fit evolution into the Bible, and you don't need to. The sorts of questions that I'm asked again and again: where did the races come from? Where did Cain get his wife? What about the dinosaurs? Are the sorts of questions that I used to challenge my Christian friends with when I was an atheist, and when they couldn't answer, I had no further reason to explore Christianity.
Dinosaurs was the biggest stumbling block for me because it was something, as a young child, I had been to museums, I had seen dinosaurs, I knew that the bones were real, I knew these were animals that had lived. But when I'd asked my RE teachers and Christians that I knew, and I pestered my RE teacher quite a bit about this issue, where are the dinosaurs in the Bible? And she did not know where she could find that, so rather than deal with my question, she put me out of the class eventually, and I just filled that time pursuing other interests. What changed my view was when I attended a creation meeting as a new Christian, and the speaker there was talking about all of the things that I'd had issues with, but especially dinosaurs and fossils, and how you can interpret that information with a biblical worldview, and I just found that really exciting as a new believer. The presentations are very easy to understand. Everything's done in layman's terms. There's a lot of PowerPoint presentation used as well. So very easy to understand, usually sitting on the edge of your seat through the whole presentation.
Questions about creation and evolution are a huge stumbling block for many, preventing them from believing the Bible. Creation evangelism is one of the most relevant and powerful methods of reaching our culture today. Find out how to use this fascinating information to reach your friends and neighbours. There's lots of free information on our website, creation.com.
I started to build this model. Eventually I'd finished the model and I thought, well, what am I going to do with it now? There's an article in the paper and I felt God say to me, ring the organiser and submit your model. And so I got on the phone, I said, look, I've got a model of the oldest boat on record. Would you be interested? Well, they gave us what I consider the best spot, right in the middle of the whole thing. So for the next 3 days, Nancy and I, we never sat down. I went to have a sandwich one day and, tried to take a bite. 3 o'clock, I gave up. We had, 6, 15, 20 people around asking questions for the whole time. So that's how it all came about. And from there, we actually got invited to a couple of churches and a school. And from then on, we never really organised any venues whatsoever. And people just kept ringing us. And up to this particular date anyway, we've probably been to nearly 700 venues around Australia.
"200 years ago, he was born. he wanted to know how the whole of the natural world interconnected. He wanted to know how continents emerged, how ocean basins formed. He wanted to know how life evolved.
150 years ago, it was published.
It's transformed the way that Western cultures have regarded the divine in the natural world.
One man on one voyage changed the way we see ourselves. He dared to question the need for a supernatural creator. But what drove him to explore a new explanation for the existence of all living things? And why was it so controversial?
I've studied Darwin all my life, and behind that great big beard, he still remains an enigma.
150 years later, we explore this enigma, examining the ideas of Charles Darwin in the light of today's knowledge. Do they still have relevance? Does his science still make sense? We embark on a journey of understanding. We revisit the voyage that shook the world.
As we rise each morning and begin our activities, little thought is given to the momentous event that occurs at the beginning of each day. The rising of our sun. The sun provides all the energy needed to make life possible on planet Earth. Its warming rays shower the Earth with life, stimulating photons that energize plants, which in turn provide the rest of creation with oxygen and food. All the physical processes, including the sun, were created to work in harmony with one another. The sun, created by God at the proper distance and at the exact size and structure to warm the atmosphere of the Earth. The Earth's atmosphere, which He made of the correct substances to diffuse the sun's powerful rays. Each aspect of creation is uniquely woven together like a beautiful tapestry. And every strand testifies to the glory of our Creator God.